Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for April 1st. We are looking at the U.S. Japanese yen pair. This particular pair closed down today. It is moving sideways and the bias is sideways. We are looking for this pair to move potentially as high as 100.24, possibly as low as 97.33. Definitely look for some resistance around the 99.50 area and look for some support around the 98.00 level. Switching to the Euro USD pair, this particular pair closed down by 1 pip, forming a doji bar. We could definitely see a breakout during this next session. If you're going to look for a breakout, I would take this low and I would take this high, just for those that are looking, watching, possibly taking this this horizontal line as your exit if it breaks to the upside. If it breaks to the downside, you may want to look at around this level to take a profit, potentially even here. Just depends where it's going to pull back. Nonetheless, this pair is moving sideways. We are looking for it, though, to potentially move as high as 34.15, 134.15, and 130.54. Look for some resistance around 133.39 and look for some support around 131.00. Now, switching over to the pound US dollar pair, this pair moved much higher today. It is moving sideways, definitely has a bias to the upside though. We are expecting this pair to move potentially as high as 146.13 and possibly as low as 141.03. Look for some resistance around 145.02 and look for some support around 143.72. Let's take a look at the Swiss, the US Swiss pair. This pair formed an inside bar today. We'll get into that in just a minute. Definitely look for a breakout there. It did close up, however, it is moving sideways and the bias is sideways currently. We have the potential for this pair to go as high as 11600 and possibly as low as 112.66. Now look for some resistance around 115.15. Look for support around 113.41. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Well, look for a breakout potentially here. If it moves to the downside, you definitely want to take into account the different levels of support that have been hit. If it moves to the upside and breaks out, definitely look for it to move a little bit higher. Probably have to back out a little more to really get those levels as to where you'd want to put your exit, or at least look for an exit. Now, what I am looking at though, and this may not be for today exactly, it will probably happen over the next several sessions, but I just wanted to show it to y'all. We have this this channel that's developing. Let me change this so that y'all can see it. There we go. We basically have, if you draw your trend lines from this point to this point and this point, we have an opportunity, especially with this market going the way it is. You can draw it to the downside as well, taking your trend points or your trend line points. But basically, we're looking for a breakout to the upside to occur. And what we're going to do here, I've drawn my two trend lines. Now I need the horizontal line there. We're going to use the horizontal line for our stop loss. So basically we have what we're looking at here, looking for a buy at this point, which is at 146.75. Looking to exit this particular trade at 150.50 and looking at a stop loss of 145.03. And that puts us right below this previous resistance that should turn into support, assuming that the market goes higher. But if you draw your trend lines, I think you'll see that we are definitely have the potential to move to the upside more than the downside. However, if it does move to the downside, you have those breakout points as well. Now, that about does it for that, for the charts today. This is kind of a longer term play, just something I'm going to keep an eye on and watch, and I advise you to do the same. But we have the Eurozone Central Bank releasing their rate decision tomorrow at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is on that they're going to drop rates from 1.5% down to 1%, which could have an impact, of course, on the Euro-US dollar. If you have a counter trend strategy over the next 12 hours or 15 hours between now basically and the news announcement, right before the news announcement, on the Euro-USD pair, that pair should just be moving sideways during the next several hours. Be a great time to drop down to the 1 hour time frame and use a counter trend strategy to pull, should be able to pull 40 to as much as 100 pips out of the market during this time. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.